Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at DWK's totally legit recaps, and for once, not Equestria Girls. This is going to be the first episode of Season 7. I think it's Celestial Advice. Yep, Celestial Advice. So, having watched DWK's opinion of how Celestia gives advice, and now I don't know if she's involved in this episode, but concerning the thumbnail and that Celestial Advice is literally part of Celestia, it's not a big stretch here. DWK has specified she's not a all-knowing, all-good entity. She's more the most powerful person because she's been around the longest and done with all of their crap, and not actually the wisest or the most powerful, just the only one willing to do that shit. So, her advice is questionable. Let's leave it that way. That way's safer than anything else I could say on YouTube. Yes, it's not like, the best solution to your problems is to throw your sister onto a barren, lifeless void to stare down in horror as everything she knows is stripped away from her and you just have to watch from 1,000 miles away because it's like a freaking other moon. No, don't take Celestia's advice. That's usually a bad idea. So we get to watch what happens now. God, this is... If there's anything I know about DWK, it's that he does not pull punches. That's the one thing about him I can predict. Literally everything else, I cannot predict, apparently. The beginning of that last episode for Rainbow Rocks. Yeah. Not going to say any more about that. So yeah, let's just jump right in. There is a link below to the original video. Hit it up. Let's get started. What? Did they just... What?
Okay, so Spike's all...
So, what are you wearing?
And Glimmy's like,
Nothing?
Nothing, dude. I'm fucking naked. No,
That-
butt munch. I meant for when you get your award. It's a dual ceremony, man.
Ah.
You're getting a Medal of Honor for defeating that big screechy bug bitch.
Oh, yeah,
and
they're
a
acknowledging
Grammy
that.
for
That's
best
cool.
new rap single. And Glimmy's
Really?
like,
Yeah, I know what happened. I was kind of there.
well,
Watch that
god
tape measure.
fucking damn it, Starlight. You're stealing my jokes now. I'm the one who's supposed to make fun of exposition. That's my gig. Where exactly do you get off janking my go-to routine? Now I actually have to try to be funny instead.
I'm sorry, This isn't really that funny, but it hits that meta humor level that I cannot stop laughing at. It's not just funny because she's calling Spike out on the sudden exposition dump, so people who missed the last episode or hadn't watched in a while don't know what's going on, have a real recap. Excuse me. Yeah, I swallowed my own tongue earlier. Apparently it's a bad idea. Don't recommend it. But she's just... She was smug about it. I was like, yeah, I was kind of there. It's that level of smug, which just was like, oh yeah, that's kind of a little cool little nod to the fact that it's obvious exposition. It's kind of like whenever a writer says in a book, yeah, it felt like it took forever. What they mean is it took forever to write the damn scene. It doesn't actually mean the characters think that. It means the writer is explicitly thinking it took forever to write what was apparently a very short amount of time, and they hate themselves for it, and they're just going to go into a deep, dark hole and then live down to the expectation that they will be drunk alcoholics who will horribly, horribly kill themselves with alcohol poisoning. That got dark really fast, but it's also completely accurate. And right now, we're watching DWK do that exact thing. I can English today. Because the character in canon beat him to his own shtick. I'm enjoying this way too much. There's a level of schadenfreude on this one.
Instead of just making the same joke over and over again and banking on the fact that my viewers are all too drunk or entangled in their own depression to notice. Anyway,
Accurate.
who cares? See, Spike was just distracting
The hair,
her so
wow.
that Twiggy
Didn't
could
know he could do
sneak
that.
into her bedroom without permission and make sure there's enough room above her dresser for a mirror when, yeah, there is enough room because,
You
there's
can see it,
like a
but
huge fucking wall and there's nothing.
I mean, unless you miss
Seriously,
a line,
Twilight, you could have just
like
done a
I've done
little
that, it bugged
harmless,
me.
stealthy observation, like why not make some tea or mix
What?
up some hot toddies or whatever, and just
Ooh.
knock on Glimmy's door one morning and be like, "Hey, sister, you want a drink?" Then you could just sit there, have a nice talk with your friend/student, and examine any walls.
Because that
to your
doesn't get
heart's
bad.
content without having to
get to do
orchestrate
ninja
this
stuff.
whole subterfuge.
Ninja
and
stuff is
invade
always
her
worthwhile.
personal space, quite literally
Twilight can
behind her
teleport.
back. But you know
Sure.
what, Twilight? I give you too much shit, and I can't even stay mad because you're such a
I mean, if
fucking
you have
sweetheart.
massive
Purple
magical
may be
power
a
and you're
little
not
odd
using
in
it, you're
her
doing something
methods,
wrong.
but all she wants is to give Glimmy a mirror with pictures of her loved ones on it, just
Aw.
like she has.
The
That's
first thing she'll
adorable.
see when she wakes up is herself surrounded by all her friends.
Although it
I'm
would be
gonna
kind of creepy to
honest,
wake
the
up and
first
suddenly see
time I
pictures
heard
of other
that
people in
line,
your
I
room.
teared up, and even though as of this recording I've watched this episode 20 some odd times, it just keeps happening. And I thought to myself, you know, I should totally have something like that.
Oh, no.
I'd love to wake up and see myself
those,
surrounded by all those good
Kill the Kill,
friends
good
that
choice.
I totally have. So the award ceremony from the ending of A New Hope happens, and of course
Oh,
Discord
God,
has to
it
act
literally
like a
is.
fucking dick in the middle of it. That's expected. What blows me away is that Glimmy actually gets a giggle out of it while everyone else
Someone
is
found him
scowling
funny?
and rolling their eyes. I know the elements of harmony don't even fucking matter anymore, but I still can't help
It was
but
seven-
constantly
it was
wonder
seven-
what
oh,
Glim
God.
Glam's element would have been if she was part of the old school clique, and oddly enough, this one little moment was the final piece of the puzzle for me. Starlight
She actually
is the
enjoys being
element
around
of
Discord.
empathy. She's perfectly content to hang out with all the folks that nobody else can connect with or tolerate. Sunburst
God,
is
she
a
is the
neat,
leader of
Trixie
the
is a narcissistic
terrible squad.
cunt, Discord is a nigh intolerable asshole, and Maud is so severely autistic that nobody gets her.
be fair,
Seems
that
to
makes
have some
Maud awesome.
residual sociopathic tendencies as a result of her absolute clusterfuck of a past, but at the same time, it's clear that she has the ability to appreciate those individuals with whom the majority of people just can't deal. I could spout
Not
a
gonna
bunch
lie,
of
that much
meaningless
frosting is an
conjecture as to
improvement.
why this is the case, but I'd rather just say that I aspire to have that same level of understanding and compassion, and I constantly fail at it. Oh shit,
God,
look who
really?
it is, Vinyl. Man,
Okay, I just need to say this quickly in one. Oh, wow. I have no idea why he chose that image, and I feel like I'm missing something, so we're not going to look at, but I remember just a few episodes ago, he went on a rant about how Glimmy did not earn her redemption, and how Sunset Shimmer did. But now here, we're looking at this, and it's like, no, she earned that redemption, and not only that, she earned DWK's respect. This guy is literally making an entire YouTube channel about tearing apart all of this entire show in ways that also show he's a massive fan and really enjoys it and appreciates quite a lot, because he's putting possibly unintentional amounts of analysis and time into a franchise he seems to absolutely love. And goddamn, he's actually making me appreciate it more because of that. But he did not respect Glimmy. He enjoyed her character, but now he respects her character on top of believing she earned redemption. And just right here, how he is aspiring to be like her. She's basically the person at the loser table, because that's where Discord is. Not because of anyone else, but specifically Discord. I like Discord in the sense that I like seeing him cause trouble. Wouldn't like him personally. But she's fine with it, and she found him funny, and she's like the person in every 80s movie who was the transfer student who came in, who sat at the geek table, and made them the stars of the movie. She's that character, and it's not a Mary Sue. Damn, because I didn't see that coming, and just having him pointed out like this, just knowing a few episodes ago he was not at this point, and now seeing him here, I appreciate what he's doing, and I'm giving him a lot of respect for this, which I also realize DWK, based on everything he said, would hate to be respected for making valid points. Because he actually did an entire video about how he's not a reviewer who's not doing analysis. It just happens, and he doesn't like it, but it happens. I'm sorry, sir, but I respect your opinion because you make good points. Good day.
I love Vinyl. I know she used to be a fandom mascot or whatever,
What?
and I think you guys can probably
Really?
tell I'm not exactly the type of guy who cruises through town blasting proud to be a brony with the windows down, but I'm not gonna
Can never read
fucking
those fast
lie.
enough.
I loved Epic
Oh,
one time
interesting
back in the
little
day,
pop-up
and
there.
I still ship the fuck out of Vinyl and Octavia. Also, if you get a chance, read University Days. Oh,
What?
okay, we got off
Oh,
track there. So
geez,
Celestia's hanging around slamming down some shots, and Twice
If
all
someone
wow,
didn't tell me
dude.
he was
Thank
alive, I'd be
God
very
for
afraid about all
Starlight.
those
Now I
little
know how
suicide
you
pops.
feel every time you get your shit kicked in off camera and you have to wait for me to come save you. And the big white slut
Off
with
camera.
the big round butt is like, yeah, dude, how's it feel to just completely get your ass whipped? And Twice all,
My cheeks are sore.
anyway, Discord's being a conniving, manipulative piece.
Okay, one, DWK editing in the sore cheeks. Not surprising. Par for course. Not even going to mention it, other than the fact I did. The fact that that line came out of the actual show. It's one of these moments where I'm absolutely certain the people who make this, they are very aware that their target audience and their actual audience are not entirely aligned. But they're more or less okay with that at this point and are fan servicing for both. Yeah, that's a thing.
Piece of garbage as usual, and he's all, so Twilight,
What's he wearing?
your
Oh, it's
precious
the medal he
little
just got.
Glammy Glam saved the world, huh? Yeah, dude, I'm so fucking proud of her. You do realize what this means, though, right? Yeah, we got a great excuse to get hammered. No, it means
No,
that
that's
she's
actually
achieved
accurate.
both reformation and redemption, and her character arc is over. So what? My
What?
character
Oh.
arc ended in season 3, and I'm still here. It's because you started a new one immediately afterwards, dumbass.
To be fair,
Also,
all the
you
other
have
girls
main
are there, too.
character privileges. Look, all
But
I'm
she's not a
saying
main
is that
character,
if
she
you
might
don't
get
find
killed
a
off
new
now.
immediate narrative purpose for Starlight, she might get written off the show, or worse, she might become an obnoxious one-note gag character that just appears occasionally to act as comic relief or a plot device. Oh, sweet fucking
She's gonna become
Christ.
Discord.
She's gonna become you. It's fate
Called
worse than death. So Twiggles grabs
To be
her
fair,
Princess Superior with
Discord's
the
probably
giant
okay with that
posterior, and
outcome.
she's like, dude, how do I start the next chapter of my student's character development before she gets relegated to a side character?
Just
What would you
do
do?
more
Well,
adventures?
I sent you off to Ponyville, and that started this show, and I completely flubbed it with Sunset Shimmer, and that started another franchise. So I seem to have really good luck with this kind of shit, but from my
She kinda
experience,
does.
it seems like kicking bitches out yields pretty good results.
Oh
And Twice
god,
all-
that is how she did
Time
everything.
for me to send Starlight Glimmer away.
And then suddenly we were all paying very, very close attention, weren't we? Anyway, faced with the prospect
Really?
of sending Glimmy
Because
off
she
to
basically
start her
took
own
over the show,
series,
it seems.
Twilight tries to come up with the decent premise for a spin-off. And she's like, okay, we could send her to help Steve teach the changelings how to not be assholes.
Thorax and I are going to show you how to compromise.
Now,
What?
I would like to have sex tonight, but I want to save myself for marriage.
Oh no, what should we do?
Rape him! Compromise his virginity! Oh man, we got a lot of work to do around here.
I mean,
Enough
the
work
joke,
for
of
a
course,
couple
is that's
seasons at least,
basically
don't you
what
think? And Spike's all,
the
dude,
Princess
none of this
of
would
the
ever
Changelings
happen.
did,
Starlight
kinda.
likes cooch smooching Trixie, and even if she didn't, Steve would never turn down pussy. Trust me, dude might seem like a fruit, but he is hungry for that shit. And Thunderbuns is like,
This is Twilight's fantasy.
Oh, she-
Spike.
she's
There's no
Thunderbuns?
wrong way to fantasize.
oh man.
But
That line gave me a nice little chuckle at first.
Oh.
Then I realized that this is a part where every single person who commentates on this show in any capacity says something like, if you could see my porn folder, you wouldn't be saying that. And my advice to those people would
No.
simply be,
Shut up! Shut up!
oh wow, you're such a pervert because you whack your dick to those Fudas or some lolicon or whatever. Oh boy, you
just pointing out, there's a certain off-brand website that published a map of what was most searched. There were some interesting ones, and some I was unsurprised about. I'm also going to completely ignore the picture we're on, because this is just kind of standard level MySpace screw-uppery.
sure are living on the edge. Did you go on the deep webs to get that stuff? Ooga
4chan.
fucking
Yay.
booga. How terrifying.
Oh, yeah, Night Before
Sorry,
Christmas.
guys,
I
but
knew
it's
that.
the current
Ooh, a
year,
lot of Kill
and
the Kill
that
in this
shit's
one.
just normal now, so you can stop jerking yourselves off over what you
a
jerk
nerd.
off to.
Yeah,
Anyway,
can you imagine if you were a
Imaginary
nerd?
Glim Glam's like,
I'd be
you
like,
see,
I'm a
the
complete nerd, I
answer
know.
to this conundrum is called butt sex. Butt sex? Yep, when you do it in the butt, it's still sex, but technically, it doesn't count.
Compromise.
So they snap back to reality. There goes
I
gravity. And
don't
Celestia's
even-
like, Twilight, there's no wrong way to fantasize, but anal counts. That's just a fact. Well,
Oh, yeah, it was her
wish you would've
fantasy,
told me
yeah.
that sooner. And Spike's like, yo, Twilight, why don't you just talk to Starlight about this instead of spurging out and literally getting lost inside your own head? It'd probably
That's literally her
be
entire
faster
character.
and easier. And Celestia's like,
This is a momentous decision. You must consider all the possibilities.
and I'm sitting here like, hey, snow globes, I think that's what she's doing right now.
Oh, the
Despite
globe
this
thing is a
episode
reference for
being
butt.
called
I didn't-
Celestial
I didn't get
advice,
that.
I don't really hear any actual advice coming
Yeah.
from anyone but Spike. You know, I've said it before, the common sense switch is always either in the Spike position or the Twilight position,
Yep.
but you know what position it's never, ever in?
Just going to point out quickly, the funny part about celestial advice, if you take advice from celestial spheres, you're getting nothing. You're literally getting nothing but scammed. Probably not how they meant it, but accurate.
And then Twiggy's like, oh
That
my
face.
god, I got it. I can send Starlight to go be Ember's roommate at Dragon College.
Amber!
I'm sorry, what?
Starlight!
They know each other?
You ready to do some death-defying dragon stuff? Aw, totally!
And I'm just
That
like,
voice.
dude, why
Oh,
do
God.
they sound so normal all of a sudden? But then Twigger's just all, wait, what if she starts hanging out with Garble, though? She could turn into a huge faggot. And Spike's like, dude, she's already gay. What does that have to do with anything, Spike? Are you
does she
insinuating
not
that
actually-
all gay people are faggots? That's just homophobic, man. Yo, Twi, how about this? Send her to go live with Sunburst. They got a bunch of fucked
Sunburst?
up emotional history together. Boom. It's a
Oh, yeah,
perfect
that guy,
premise.
right?
Holy shit, you're right. All right, problem solved. Now you can go talk to Starlight and clear all this up. Wait, no, dude. Sunburst is a lonely perma-virgin. What if he, like, red pills the fuck out of her and they get into some edgy occult bullshit? And Celestia's like,
It happens all the time, apparently.
and Twice like,
Are you laughing at me?
and Celestia's
Yes.
all,
Oh, Twilight, I'm not.
dude, fuck you.
You are
means that,
kinda.
yeah, you are laughing at me, but you're too much of a bitch nigga to own up to it. I came to you because I was upset and needed advice, and all you did was state the obvious. And
Also,
then
she's
make
probably just laughing at
fun
the
of
fact
it.
that
You know,
someone else is
I'm
having her
glad
problem.
You sent my ass away because I've learned more from my friends here in a few short years than I did in the entire time I was with your big, fat, white ass. Yeah, exactly. Why do you think I did it? I may be incredibly ditzy and immature for an ancient demigod, but if there's one thing
Honestly,
I
it's
do
probably the
know,
easiest way to
it's
stay
how
sane.
utterly inadequate I am.
you were serious that
Look,
entire
I know
time.
You still maintain this like childlike wonder and reverence towards me, but time and time a fucking again, you've proven yourself to be more intelligent, capable, and powerful than I am. The only legit advice I can give you is to do what you think is best, because whatever that is, it'll be a better idea than anything I could come up
Which
with.
ironically
It's
is
like, yeah,
actually
nice
good
speech,
advice.
very emotional. Look, I'm gonna fix this whole thing right now.
What?
There we go. Oh shit, I should just go
He
talk
just
to Glimmer
pointed the
about this,
arrow.
huh? Yeah, and once you're done with that, we're flipping it back. It's my turn this week. So Twiggy's like, all right, you assholes, listen up. Dude, Glims, you did good, kid. As far as ways to prove you're a cool chick,
No, do the
saving
best thing,
world is
send
pretty
Glimmy
high up
into
there
the
on
human
list.
world.
I love you, man, but
Product
I get that
placement.
living in my attic might not be your only ambition in life, so I'm declaring you officially reformed, redeemed, and released. If you decide to go start your own spin-off, please, for the love of Celestia's giant ass, take Discord with you. And Glimmy's all, dude, I don't want to leave this place. This is the first time in my entire adult life that I've had stable, healthy relationships, and yeah, I
You
did
can take them with
one
you,
thing
or go to
right,
them.
But other than having low enough standards to form my own crew out of Equestria's social rejects, I fucked up pretty much everything else. You might think I'm ready to leave, man, but I sure as fuck don't. I
Neither
don't
was,
either,
Twilight.
dude. Discord just planted the idea in my mind, and my autism carried it to its logical conclusion. Man,
Might
fuck
be possible.
you, Discord, you shaft-shining schlong goblin. Why do you always have to be such an asshole? Hey, don't bust my balls too hard. It made for a great episode. Very true. You sure are lucky that I understand your value as a plot device. If I lacked that meta-awareness, there would be literally no reason to forgive you for stuff like this. Anyway, Starlight and Princess
Yeah.
Sparkle hug it out, and Glimmy's all, so Twilight, how do you feel about me just staying there and being part of the main cast?
No.
And Twi's like,
Long and hard.
I'm possibly a little embarrassed how much of the innuendo I nearly missed in this episode. Normally, I'm very good about catching that. This time around, it's like, what are they talking about? Oh. Yeah. Oh, they're referencing something I don't want to say on YouTube. Honestly, though, I really like this because it was cool just to watch DWK go completely on a few different things. One, Glimmy stealing his shtick in canon, which just was awesome. I already talked about that, so I'm not going to mention it again, but it was pretty awesome. Two, calling out Celestia and having her explain, at least in his wording, that even though she's the god-ish thing, she's really not the best choice. And it's like, yeah, I said as much in the beginning. He said as much multiple times before and here. But that actually counts as good advice for her to actually say that Twilight is probably the best person to make the decision instead of coming to other people for advice because she's better equipped. I really can't tell if that's great advice or horrible. It's more like an accurate appraisal of your skills, which honestly in its own right is a form of common sense and not what I was expecting from Celestia. Especially not in DWK's interpretation, because he's very, very... I can't think of a good word here that I can actually say on YouTube, but he does not pull punches when it comes to her quantifiable abilities. Let's put it that way. Well, I could have just said that. That actually sounds perfectly fine, yeah. But it was fun just to see that. It's like, it's celestial advice, and just like all advice from celestial objects, it's useless, except in this case, the advice was not to take the advice of a celestial object from a celestial object. So it was good advice about bad advice from the person who's giving good advice. The title is confused as hell, but it actually somehow makes sense if you don't think about it from right corners. And if you understood what I just said, that makes one person, because I have no idea what I just said. Granted, that's me, so that's pretty much a common thing, but whatever. I just really like this because it was cool to see him analyze the different aspects, to go off on the different parts, to just dig into certain aspects. And I'm not going to bring up the entire "this is your fantasy" aspect because, yeah, it's just low-hanging fruit on that one. Nope. It was funny. It was a cool bit. You have a lot of people who can make comments about it. Yeah, low-hanging fruit there. Not really a thing. This was just generally a good episode. Nothing really crazy happened. Nothing super shocking in his analysis came out like a few episodes actually did have. Other than the fact that he did call out Glimmy and just that little moment of, earned redemption in his eyes. It's appreciable. And the rest of it's just like, yeah, cool, coming to terms. And showing to everyone else we're not putting on her on bus now that she had her great episode. Unless they immediately just put Glimmy on a bus in the next episode, which, okay, that would suck. But generally they don't seem to do that. If anything, My Little Pony and everyone who makes it, and apparently these spin-off shows, are very good about keeping characters around, even if it takes a while to do that. So yeah, I'm just kind of curious what he's going to do next, what's coming up next, and yeah, I'm just generally curious. If you haven't already, there's a link below to the original episode. Make sure to hit up, because this was a really good one, and I just really appreciate not only his style of humor, but how his humor and his analysis kind of intertwine and are pretty damn accurate. And the fact that he went meta. Hey, I know I mentioned it 3 times already, this being the 3rd. I'll probably mention it more. Not in the video, but to Pretty Guardian later. She'll have no idea what I'm talking about at all, but she'll be like, I have no idea to do it there, but that's cute. It's also even cuter when she does that, because she's a lot shorter than me. So her reaching up, it just like she has to go on her tiptoes and everything. It's adorable. My fiance is adorable. So yeah, for everyone watching, thanks. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.
Thank you.